This is Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 23 through 37. Take heed unto yourself, lest ye forget the covenant of the Lord your God, which he made with you, and make you a graven image, or the likeness of anything which the Lord thy God hath forbidden thee. For the Lord thy God is a consuming fire, even a jealous God. When thou shalt beget children and children's children, and ye shall have remained long in the land, and shall corrupt yourselves, and make graven image, or the likeness of anything, and shall do evil in the sight of the Lord thy God, to provoke him to anger, I call heaven and earth to witness against you this day. Ye shall soon utterly perish from off the land whereunto ye go over Jordan to possess it. Ye shall not prolong your days upon it, but it shall utterly be destroyed. And the Lord shall scatter you among the nations, and ye shall be left few in number among the heathen, whither the Lord shall lead you. And there ye shall serve gods, the work of men's hands, wood and stone, which neither see, nor hear, nor eat, nor smell. But from thence thou shalt seek the Lord thy God. Thou shalt find him if thou seek him with all thy heart and with all thy soul. When thou art in tribulation, and all these things are come upon thee, even in the latter days, if thou turn unto the Lord thy God, and shalt be obedient unto his voice. He will not forsake thee, neither destroy thee, nor forget the covenant of thy fathers which he sware upon you. For ask now of the days that are past, which were before thee, since the day that God created man upon earth, and ask from one side of heaven unto the other, whether there hath been any such thing, whether there have been any such thing as this great thing is, or hath been heard like it. Did ever people hear the voice of God speaking out of the midst of the fire, as thou hast heard, and live? Or hath God essayed to go take him a nation from the midst of another nation, by temptations, by signs, and by wonders, and by war, and by a mighty hand, and by a stretched out arm, and by great terrors, according to all that the Lord your God did for you in Egypt before your eyes? Unto thee it was showed, that thou mightest know that the Lord God, he is God. Salakia. Unto thee it was shown, that thou might knowest that the Lord, he is God. There is none else besides him. Out of heaven he made thee to hear his voice, that he might instruct thee upon earth. He showed thee his great fire, and thou heard his words out of the midst of the fire. And because he loved thy fathers, therefore he chose their seed after them, and bought thee out in his sight with his mighty power out of Egypt. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Rakak Wadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles, the elders, and the men of Great Millstone, risking their lives and their freedom every day to spread this word in truth and sincerity to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. And I want to say shalom to everybody that's tuning in. This is your brother Batakala Yahawada from GMS Chicago, and I'm back at you with another video. And today we're going to start a new series here. Normally I kind of usually just get a video and go into it, or talk about something current, you know. But as of late, I've been doing a little bit of research on certain topics, mainly things pertaining to Greek history. And today we're going to start a new series, and it's going to be delving into exactly that, Greek history. So this is the first installment of that series, and this installment will be titled The Greek Alphabet. All right. So before we go further, I just want to go ahead and go to this page I have pulled up here on Wikipedia. And this page is going to speak about the historical figure turned hero, or mythological hero, Cadmus. Okay, so we're going to read this description of who he was, and then we'll keep going. All right. So it reads here, in Greek mythology, Cadmus was the founder and first king of Thebes. Cadmus was the first Greek hero, and alongside Perseus and Bellerophon, the greatest hero and slayer of monsters before the days of Hercules. Commonly stated to be a Phoenician prince, son of King Agenor and Queen Telephassa of Tyre, and the brother of Phoenix, Cilix, Europa. He was originally sent by his royal parents to seek out and escort his sister Europa back to Tyre after she was abducted from the shores of Phoenicia by Zeus. In early accounts, Cadmus and Europa were instead the children of Phoenix. Cadmus founded the Greek city of Thebes, the Acropolis of which was originally named Cadmea in his honor. Okay, so as you can see here, Cadmus is, like I said, he was a man. He was a real person. And then after he died, he was lionized or turned into a hero figure. Kind of like the same thing that people do today. For example, and one of the latest examples would be Kobe Bean Bryant. He's passed away and has since become a mythological type level of individual with the way he's revered. And if this society lasted longer than the few years that it has left, and you got to maybe 100 or 200 years down the road from here, which wouldn't happen, but if you did, you would, besides them telling you that Kobe Bryant was an Edomite, you would hear about how he was basically larger than life and was doing stuff that's not really humanly possible, but is just exaggerated. All right, that's the same thing. That's where all these heroes like Hercules and all these other mythological figures, that's where they all come from. They were all real people. They just get exaggerated and lionized as time goes on after they die. All right, so it says here that Cadmus was the first Greek hero. He slayed monsters. And another thing that he's known for is bringing the phonetic alphabet to Greece. Okay. So here, let me see if I can find that. He brought the phonetic alphabet to Greece. So you know what? We're just going to hit Phoenicia. Well, actually, first, before we do that, the first thing I want to do is click on this photo here. Okay, so as you can see here, we have a photo of an ancient vase. The photo is depicting Cadmus slaying the serpent or the dragon that he was famous for. Now, what that dragon represents, I have no idea. But, you know, it could probably represent an Edomite, who knows, or a group of Edomites or some Macedonians or something, you know. Who knows what it means? But he's slaying the serpent on this vase, as you can see. Now, let's zoom in just a little closer. Now, as you can see here, it's very obvious that whoever painted this vase did have access to white paint, okay? We have white here down by the leg. We have some white here on the back of the helmet here. We also have white all over the serpent, okay? So white was definitely available in this time. The paint, the color of the paint color white was available at this time. So I'm finding it hard to understand why, if the Greeks were Edomites or so-called white people and white paint was available, and we all know how so-called white people think about so-called black people, why would the ancestors of so-called white people have access to white paint, but paint Cadmus, the founder of Tyre, the person who pretty much created the Greek alphabet and a very, very large and big figure in Greek history? Why would he be painted so-called black on this vase? Doesn't make much sense to me if the Greeks were white, but, you know, they weren't. That's a lie. And, you know, it is what it is. So, Salakia. Now we're gonna keep going. And actually, you know what? Let me get the scripture real quick because I just want to get this now. We're gonna go to 2 Timothy, and it is 2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 15, and it reads, "Study to show thyself approved unto God, a workman that needeth not be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth." Okay, so this vase right here is a perfect example of why you must study. Okay, because this vase right here, to be honest, I'm shocked that they even have a picture of this on the internet. Okay, this usually they wouldn't have this up there like this. Okay, for the most part, they've kind of put all the vases where people are painted like this and tucked them in the back somewhere, or repainted over them. Now there are some that still are out and about, I guess, in circulation. But like I said, you got to study to find stuff like this. Okay, you got to study to understand that this man right here, okay, so-called black Cadmus, you gotta study to understand that he's the one that created the Greek alphabet, which is an offshoot of the Phoenician alphabet, and the Phoenician alphabet, which was created by Israelites. Okay, because Phoenicians, and it'll tell you that Phoenician as a language is a Shemitic language. Actually, let me just go ahead and hit Phoenicia. Okay, so just to get a quick overview on what this is for those of you that don't know, Phoenicia from ancient Greek was an ancient Semitic speaking thalassocratic civilization that originated in the Levant region of the Eastern Mediterranean, primarily modern Syria and Lebanon. It was concentrated along the coast of Lebanon and included some coastal areas of modern Syria and Galilee, reaching as far north as Arwad and as far south as Acre and possibly Gaza. Gaza is where Israel is today, for those of you that don't know. At its height between 1100 and 200 BC, Phoenician civilization spread across the Mediterranean from the Levant to the Iberian Peninsula. Okay. So let's go back to Cadmus now. So if Cadmus is a Phoenician, and Phoenicians spoke Salakia, and Phoenicians spoke a Shemitic language, and the lands of Phoenicia extended all the way to the Gaza, which is modern day Israel today. What does that mean? That means that most of, if not all, of these Phoenicians, including Cadmus, were so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American individuals. Okay? Now, like I said, this Edomite will tell you that Greece is the cradle of civilization, that he's the one that started it, and all of that, okay? Esau's been walking around like Uncle Elroy for the last 200 years talking about all the barbecues he started. As a matter of fact, let's keep going down. You can see some Job 9 and 24 activities going on right here. All right, let's look at this. He was clearly black, so-called black on the vase. Okay, he was clearly a melanated individual on the vase. But you go to this Renaissance art, and what do you have? You got Esau Cadmus. Okay, buck-ass naked. All right, ridiculous. But see, that's the Job 9 and 24s right there for you. And you know what? Let's go ahead and let's just get that, man. Let's just get that. This is Job chapter 9 and 24. And it reads, "The earth is given to the hands of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?" Whose face is he covering? This guy is obviously so-called black. Okay? A melanated individual. This guy is obviously melanated. So how the fuck did the art of the time depict him as this? But then when we get to the 1400s, Hendrik Gloktigus, or whatever, however you say his last name, Mr. Henrik here, wants to, decide that this is who he is now. He's an Edomite now. Fuck out of here, man. That shit is tired, man, and it's over with. So let's keep going. But yeah, like I said, this is a so-called black man, okay? Created the Greek alphabet. The Phoenicians created the phonetic alphabet, which is what, like I said, inspired the Greek alphabet. And really, the phonetic alphabet inspired all all Western languages, okay? So European languages, English, all of those languages stem from Shemitic Phoenician, the Semitic Phoenician language, which, like I said, these Phoenicians were Jakes, man. Most, if not all, were Jakes. And as you'll come to find as we continue to delve deeper into this series, most, if not all, Greeks were Jakes. And those that weren't Jakes were Hamites and maybe some Japhites, okay? Esau was in Macedonia eating shit in the mountains, having sex with his goats and shit like that, all right? So let me get this next scripture and then we can close it out, I believe. Slakia, we actually got two more. So we're going to get these last two and then we're going to close it out. Okay, now we're in John 8:44. Salakia. Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he spake a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. Okay? And what liar are we talking about in this instance right here? We're talking about our boy right here. This is the liar we're talking about. Okay? Lie. Let's go to the truth. Truth. Okay? Notice that they got that. Why you think it's a phrase called the little white lie, but there ain't no black lies, though. Okay? Because these Edomites are the fucking liars, not you, man. You lie because you hanging out with Edomites, because you around Edomites, because you adopting the mentality of Edomites. All right? You ain't no fucking liar. Ain't no black lies. Ain't no brown lies. Ain't none of that shit, man. There's white lies out here. And the Edomite ain't white, just to make that clear. All right, now let me get the last one and we can go ahead and close this out. Okay, Salakia, wrong one. Okay, so this is Proverbs 26:7. The legs of the lame are not equal. So is a parable in the mouth of fools. See, this stuff Esau's talking about. Yeah, he has dominion right now. The Lord gave him dominion, and he's going to do what he wants to do with it. But as you can see, once you take truth and stand it next up to what this Edomite is talking about, it doesn't add up. All right? Esau is not equal to the truth. Nothing Esau says is equal to the truth because he's a liar and the father of lies. Let's continue. Verse 8. As he that bindeth a stone in a sling, so is he that giveth honor to a fool. Okay? Now, let's just do some thinking here. What is the modern day stone and sling? Which would be like a slingshot. The sling is basically what you use to throw the stone a far distance to hit something far away. So what's the modern day stone and sling? That's the gun. Okay? Who holds on to the gun and whose entire existence is basically owed to the gun? That's Mr. Esau himself. Let's keep and see, that's why it says here, as he that bindeth a stone a stone in a sling, so is he that giveth honor to a fool. See, this Edomite's really stupid. And the Lord, he sprinkles a number of different tells in the scriptures to let you know who is the fool, who is doing foolish things. Now, of course, we as Israelites can participate in foolish activities as well. But once you start going back to the root of the problem, you really understand that Jake goes off because of who's in charge. Really, people go off because of who's in charge. Because people pretty much mirror, not everybody, but for the most part, people mirror those who are in rulership over them. All right. So that's why so many stupid motherfuckers walking around today. And like I said, who are they following? Mr. Esau Edom, the man with the gun. Let's keep going. Verse 9. As a thorn goeth up in the hand of a drunkard, so is a parable in the mouth of fools. See, this Edomite, he's trying to tell you the story of what happened. He's trying to give you the parable of what happened in history to make himself look good. But when you're a fool and you try to tell stories, what happens? You get tangled up and you lie. And see, if Esau was smart, any and all artifacts that would have led to this information would have been destroyed and never spoken of, never photographed, none of that shit. But, you know, lucky for us, and Tawada Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Shai are in control of this thing, man. Primarily Yahweh the Father in control of this thing. All right. He made Esau to be stupid the way he is. Because if Esau was smart, he'd have just destroyed everything and kept going. But what did he decide to do? Put shit in basements, put shit in cabinets for whatever fucking reason. And like I said, call halal Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai for that. All right. Let's keep going. And this verse 10 is the last one. We're going to close it out. The great God that formed all things both rewardeth the fool and rewardeth transgressors. Okay? So, see, you think that because, and this is a double-ended state, this is a double-sided statement, because just because it says rewardeth, you can get a good reward and you can get a bad reward as well. All right? Now, at this moment, Esau is being rewarded handsomely for what he's been doing. Now, his ultimate reward is going to be the ugliest thing anybody's ever received in their life. But at the moment, he's being rewarded handsomely. And that's part of the main reason why you niggas love to believe this shit that he be talking. Because he's the one that has all the money. He's the one that has all the influence and all the power. He's the one that's being rewarded right now. But you know what? It is what it is. Things have to happen the way they have to happen. And like I've said in past videos, everything that we are receiving, we deserve it. And really, we deserve worse. The Lord is extremely merciful and has not cast us aside as a nation. And we really got to be grateful for that. Because even though the Lord is not a liar and would never lie, we're not in a position to say anything to him if he did decide to change his mind. All right, we ain't shit, and he's excellence, of course. But with all of that, I just want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai Bashem Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the elders, the apostles, and the men of great millstone who risked their lives in freedom to spread this word in truth and sincerity. And I want to thank all of you that tuned in and say shalom until next time. Kwam Yasharallah and Ababa Ball.